to March Main's Midlife Dolly Crisis, and today we're going to be unboxing this doll here, who I thought would be a good doll to open this time of year because she kind of embodies the whole sort of like winter theme, because she is Abbey Bominable. Here we go, that's her name there, from the Monster High range. Now obviously she is a G3 doll, so she looks very different to the original release. I really like her. I kind of like her colours and everything. She's also on, I think, a taller body. So we'll have a look and see what she looks like compared to the other dolls. I think it's really nice that they're using lots of different body shapes with the G3 dolls, because my kind of memory of the G1, or, you know, the original Monster High dolls, was that they literally had the same bodies and they looked like skeletons. It's just nice to have a breadth of body shape and images, because, you know, everyone is different. So this is the front of the box here. We've got a great image of the doll at the bottom here. I think this is a later design because the earlier ones, they looked more cartoony, and this one looks more kind of like glamorous. So at the side here we've got the sort of the symbols that represent the doll, lots of kind of like giant snowflakes and stuff like that. And then on the back we've got an image. This is kind of like a bigger image of the one from the front. And if you want to pause the video, you can probably read this bit here. So I am going to get the doll out of the box and then we'll have a look at her and all of the accessories that she comes with. Okay, so here we go. So she's out of the box, finally. Getting the back of the box was the easy part. Getting the stuff out was a bit harder. There were a lot of rubber bands. I tend to like to keep them, to be honest, intact when I can. I wasn't able to do that so much with this, unfortunately. There were also Kimble tags in the back of her head. She had 3 of them, and only 1 came out whole. They felt quite stretchy, so I'm not sure if they were using a kind of a different sort of Kimble tag rather than sort of the hard plastic. The accessories were less difficult to get out, but also annoying in some ways. The actual pet was the hardest bit because it was basically kind of like in a moulded piece of plastic, which I was scared of pulling the pet out because I didn't particularly want to break it. And the kind of the sort of smaller accessories were literally just sort of like in a sort of a plastic backing thing with nothing holding them in. But again, they were kind of, the plastic was moulded around them, so it was kind of a bit tricky to again get them out. The sort of stole thing here was fine. It was basically had like rubber bands around it, and it was attached to a Kimble tag, but it was a tiny one, so it was quite easy just to get that out. So let's have a look at the accessories first. So we may as well look at the stole first because we've already kind of picked it up. So it is purple and glittery, and also obviously like a faux fur. It is nice. I do kind of like it. Obviously it goes with her colours, which again I do actually really like because they seem very sort of wintry to me, and also they're also sort of very sort of pastel colours as well, which again I do really like. So that is the stole. So then got this, which is her backpack. So it is a sort of a snowflake shape. It's pink with sort of bits of silver glitter in it, which is cute. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but there is a little bit of sparkle in there. We've got the straps here. They can't be adjusted by the looks of it. They are literally just sort of moulded there. But there's kind of detail on there. There's details of buckles and stuff like that on them. I think it does open. I'm going to give it a go anyway. Yeah, there you go. So you could put something in there. She does have some little bits which might fit in. So that's quite cute. It's kind of nice that it's a workable bag. So that is the backpack. We've then got this, which I think is meant to be one of those sort of bags that you put kind of over your shoulder and around your waist. I don't know if it is a fanny pack, as I know that Americans call it, or a bum bag, as we call it here. It's quite nice. It's got sort of icicle details on it, and this kind of like pouch part is very kind of like crystalline looking. I guess it's meant to look like ice, but it's kind of like a nice glittery blue. And then we've got this bit here, which is kind of like a chain detail hanging off it, with another sort of snowflake design on the bottom. And yeah, as I say, it's got these kind of icicles all the way around, and then it's got kind of like a chain which you can attach, and you can actually adjust the size of it. So there's kind of like three holes that you can put the thing through to make it smaller or bigger. So that is that. We've then got a pair of shades which have got kind of like this sort of the icicle or sort of dripping detail on there. They aren't the biggest ones. They are see-through, which is good because I always think the see-through glass is the best. And on the side again, they've got this kind of like dripping or icicle detail on them. So that is those. We have got a drink cup, which hopefully you can see. So it's purple. It's got a handle which presumably she can hold. It's got a lid which looks a bit like it's got horns and then a straw coming out, which I think is going to kind of mirror her because she does have horns as well. The lid does come off. So the lid is kind of like a softer gummy kind of plastic, whereas the main bit is kind of like a harder plastic. There's also a sticker on it which has got kind of like eyeballs. I guess it's meant to be like bubble tea or something maybe. I wouldn't really want one with eyeballs in, I have to admit. But yeah, so that is that. That's quite a nice piece. We've then got a mobile phone or a smartphone or a cell phone or whatever you want to call it. It's a phone. It's basically a phone. So we've got details on the front here with sort of different apps. It's a pink colour. It's got this kind of grippy thing here, which means that she can hold it, hopefully. Again, it's got sort of horns and stuff on the top. If I flip it over, it's actually a kind of like an ice cream, which is quite cute, like an ice cream cone. Again, that does have some glitter in it, which I'm not sure if you're going to see or not. It's very subtle. It's not kind of like, you know, thrown at it. But there is some hints of glitter in there. So that is that. So we've then got two snack things. One is like an ice lolly, I guess, or a popsicle. It's in the shape of a gravestone, which says R.I.P. and then I think there's stuff on it, but I can't read what the rest of it says. That is brown. And on the top there is, again, I think like a snowflake motif. Again, she can hold it because it's got a kind of a hole in it, so presumably one of her fingers will go through that. We've got this box here. Now this says Snow Corpse, which is not a snack I'd like, but hopefully she enjoys it. And again, it's got like a hole, which means that she can presumably hold it. I'm presuming it's meant to be a snack in there. I don't really know what it's a play on words for. But anyway, there we go. So that is that. So finally we have the all-important pet. So this is Tundra, who is sort of like a mini woolly mammoth by the looks of it. So there's lots of detail on them. There's two colours as well. So there's kind of like a lilac colour, which makes it the body and the head. And then there's sort of additional, kind of like a sort of a pearlescent colour, which is a bit more sort of rubbery. So there's kind of like a furry bit that goes around the neck and onto the chest there. There's also a furry bit on the top, which I presume is supposed to be like the hair. And then the tail is also that kind of same sort of soft, squishy, rubbery sort of plastic. And again, that is in the sort of the pearlescent bit. I don't think any bits of them move. The only kind of painted detail that they have are the eyes, which are quite cute. I really like the colour of them. The ears almost look like bat wings, which I'm presuming is on purpose, perhaps, because obviously it's Monster High. So that is them. So I thought we would have a quick look, before I forget to do this at the end, at the size of the doll in comparison to the other Monster High dolls that I've got. So obviously this is Abby. So she actually barely fits in frame, to be honest, because she's so tall. So I think the shortest doll that I've got is probably Draculaura. So next to Abby, if I put the feet together, you can see there's kind of like quite a difference there. And if I put Abby next to Frankie, so Frankie is taller. Yeah, so Frankie's a lot taller than Draculaura, but he's still shorter than Abby. Now Abby is wearing sort of platform shoes, so that might also make a big difference. I do wonder if they may be the same kind of size. I still think that Abby is a bit taller. So yeah, that was just to kind of show you the comparison with the height. So now onto the girl herself. So obviously she has got a really lovely colour scheme, especially, you know, for winter time. So she's got this beautiful hair, which is sort of pastel blues with pinks running through it and a bit of purple, and also some tinsel. There isn't a huge amount of tinsel. If you wanted to, I'm sure you could remove it, because as I said, there's not a lot of it. I think it's okay. I don't like it when there's loads of it and it doesn't really blend in, but for me it blends in, so you know, I'm probably going to leave it in. I will say that the hair is not the softest. It feels kind of a bit coarse, but not so bad. I have to admit, I don't really know the differences between the hair textures and things like that. I only really know from watching other people's channels and them talking about, oh, this is Polly, this is Saran. I know Saran is meant to be the good one. I don't think this is Saran. I'm guessing it's Polly, but I don't know. There could be lots of other dull hair textures that I'm unaware of. But anyway, so that is the hair. So it's done in quite a nice style. At the front, we've got this sort of like parting, and there's little sort of like bunches at either side that kind of fall down there, which is quite cute. Let me show you the horns. So she's got a unique head design, but I think they probably all do, to be honest. But she has horns. So they've kind of rooted around the horns there. So the horns are quite cute, and you can sort of see them. They do kind of stick out a bit, which, you know, but it'd be pointless that they didn't. Her ears are again another sort of unique shape, I would say, in that they're a bit pointed, but they do have a sort of a frilled effect on them, just around the side there. She does have little earrings in, so she has a pink one here, which again looks like an icicle. And then on the other side, the earring is a bit different, because it sort of goes up and around. If you have a look, it's kind of hard, the hair's in the way. So it kind of goes around the ear and goes up. I don't know what that is called. It reminds me of the Bajoran earrings that they wear in Deep Space Nine, but I don't think it's quite like that. So again, we've got an icicle, a pink sort of clear icicle coming down here. We have a chain, and then there's a little snowflake design up at the top there. Let's have a look at her face. So obviously her skin tone is a blue colour, because she lives in the cold, I guess. She's got freckles as well. She's got a very cute little sort of pastel purple nose. So her lips are a sort of a dark purple, which are very cute. And she does have some little teeth coming up from the bottom there. As I say, her nose is kind of, it's almost like blushed, I suppose, rather than it being a kind of a solid colour, but it's very cute looking. And that's kind of blushed to a sort of a light purple, or a sort of a lilac, a pastel lilac maybe. She also has purple eyes. She has sort of pink and blue eyeshadow above the eyes. She also has a little star in her eyes as well. She does have a very cute face, I have to admit. So she's wearing a long-sleeved t-shirt which has got it's kind of cropped here, so her midriff is showing. The sleeves are a sort of a purple mesh, and we have got fur cuffs here, which I do like, adds a bit of glamour to it. There's a snowflake motif here at the front. Again, it's got kind of like pastel pinks and pastel blues, and we've got kind of I think a snow sort of in it as well, if that makes any sense. So that is white. We've got no raw edges. The bottom of the t-shirt and the neck and also the sleeves here have all been overlocked or serged. We'll have a look at her hands, because they again are kind of unique to her. So she's got these kind of like claws, and she's got sort of long nails there, which are quite cute. There's no manicure, but I'm sure if you were of a mind, you could give it a go. And then if we go further down, we've got these amazing kind of like flares, I guess. I don't know what it's called when it's got this sort of slit up the side, though. I don't really understand why it would be like that, but I guess maybe it's to show off the fact that she's got sort of like fur just around her ankles there. But yeah, so these are a purple material, and they've got a silver sort of holographic motif on there. Again, we've gone with, I think they're meant as kind of snowflakes, and then they're kind of joined up to each other with a sort of a swirly pattern. If we go down to her feet, we've got some rather interesting shoes here. I'm not quite sure if they'd be great for the snow, but there you go. So they're kind of like a bit like sort of sandals, but they've got like a big chunky heel at them. They are two-toned. We've obviously got purple at the top, which it looks kind of like furry, which I'm presuming it's meant to. I did think they were sort of slippers at first, but I don't think they are. So we have like this sort of purple furry detail on the top, and then we've got this kind of drippy detail around where the purple bit ends, and then we've got this sort of chunky blue heel, which again is kind of like blue with glitter in it, and that kind of looks like ice. So that is the shoes there, and we've got a strap here which kind of keeps them on. So I'm going to put all of her stuff on her, and then we'll have a final look at her. Okay, so here she is. Now she's got most of her stuff with her. I've managed to put one of the snacks into her backpack. I can't seem to get her to hold the phone that well. I think it's because of the kind of the claws. I'm sure there's a way of doing it, but at the moment she's got her hands full anyway, because she's got her drink in one hand, which is there, and she's also got Tundra, her pet, in the other. And also she's got this kind of like popsicle thing, which again I can't seem to get it into her hand because of the whole sort of claw thing, but I'm sure there's a way of doing it. I'm really pleased with her. She comes with a lot of stuff actually, and I kind of feel like the stole is a bit overpowering in that once that is on, you kind of miss details. So she is wearing her bum bag, which is around her there, but you can't really see it because that's in the way. So, you know, there's lots of ways of kind of restyling her with the stuff that she's got. I've also seen some people do some amazing kind of like pastel, kind of kawaii Lolita looks on Abby, which, you know, I'm very interested in maybe doing something similar to her, because I do really like her colours, and her skin tone is so cute. Let me know what you think of her down in the comments below. Let me know if you collect Monster High dolls and what your thoughts on them so far. Please like the video if you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And please share the video if you know anyone else who would like this kind of content. So until the next time, take care. Bye.